What is the most common problem guys face besides not being able to get girls?
Their biggest problem usually revolves around premature ejaculation. That's the most common one, the guys not being able to last as long as they want. And I think the second, like very close follow-up is probably more what you'd call performance anxiety, specifically performance anxiety-induced erectile dysfunction. So like, basically a guy not being able to get it up around a certain girl. What happens in that situation is guys will be like, they'll reach for like a Viagra. Guys are like, oh, my dick ain't working. Blue pill. Here's the problem. That's a band-aid for a start, and it's not the cause of your problem. Your boner issues aren't caused by a lack of Viagra. Your boner issues are caused because you are in these anxious mental thought patterns, right? Because if the dude's getting like morning wood, or if he's not having this problem with other women, but this one particular girl, this one particular circumstance, he's struggling.
That makes it even worse.
It's even worse, right? And he comes to me, he's like, what the hell, bro? I don't know what's going on. I'm like, bro, you got performance anxiety. Simple. It's easy. The problem is that it's a bit harder to treat because it is a purely mental problem. Like, if it was just a physical thing, if it was just like, oh, your blood flow, your cardiovascular health sucks, that's easy. We can fix that in like a month or two. That's super easy. Eat better, do some sprints, get the right nutrition in your body. Not only will you fix your boner problems, but you'll stop yourself from getting a heart attack in like 20 years, which is great. But with the performance anxiety stuff, we've got to like kind of break down like, okay, well, why are you getting anxiety? Let's start really simple. What's the trigger? Is it a situation? Is it a phrase? Is it a sex act? Is it a person? What's triggering the heart rate to like start jumping up?
Spike that cortisol.
Yeah. And what's your brain to start going down those like negative thought patterns? So you got to identify that trigger first. Then we've got to find a way to like break the pattern. Then we've got to find a way to replace the pattern. There's a few steps involved in it.
Do you think that most guys are having these mental problems because they're lacking high testosterone levels?
That is a big contributing factor, and in fact, it's not specifically testosterone, it's DHT. So DHT, dihydroxytestosterone, is actually 10 times more androgenic than testosterone itself, and it is what actually causes men to have that kind of cool, calm confidence. Yeah. Like, the ability to tolerate stress is directly correlated to your DHT levels. Guys often conflate like high testosterone with all these really positive attributes, and that's not necessarily true. Most of these positive attributes guys think are caused by testosterone are actually caused by DHT. So if you can manipulate your biochemistry a little bit to get better DHT levels, you will typically find your stress tolerance is way better and your anxiety and nervousness goes right down.
This is gonna be controversial, would you kind of advise or suggest people to look into hormone replacement therapy or no?
Okay, depends on what age you are. I think if you're a guy in like your 20s, you don't need to worry about that shit. I think once you're like 35 and up, if you are noticing a decline in your energy levels, your arousal, you're not getting morning wood anymore, things like this, I think, like 34, 35, 36-ish, that's the time to look into it. I wouldn't advise it if you plan on having kids because it's going to fuck with your fertility. And on top of that, irrespective of what age you are, always get a blood test. Like, it's helpful to know what your levels are, all these things, so you can address it. Like, you might think it's a testosterone problem, it might be something else. You might have like mold toxicity or some shit. There's a bunch of things that could be contributing to these to low energy or low sex drive or whatever. So getting a blood test is the first thing I'd say guys should be doing. And then in regards to reducing estrogen, like you said, there's a lot of really easy lifestyle changes guys can make that can help to reduce their estrogen levels. A really easy one is sauna, like regular sauna. Especially, and I'll add on top of this, before you jump in a sauna, 3 20-minute sessions of sauna a week. That also reduces your risk of all-cause mortality by about 50%. Like, it's amazing for your like cardiovascular health and overall health. The other thing it does, and this relates to the estrogen stuff we're talking about, sauna is one of the few things that can allow your body to get rid of estrogen-mimicking compounds that are stored in your fat cells. So that your fat cells are where all these artificial estrogens will sit and hide. So things like phthalates from plastics, also from the inside of tin cans as well. Estradiol from the birth control pill that makes its way into the water supply and in your shower heads. The skin is actually your biggest, like, it's an organ.
Yeah, it absorbs shit.
Correct, yeah. But more importantly, you should be taking, like 20 minutes before you get in the sauna, you should be taking some activated charcoal. When you take activated charcoal, you give your body something to bind to all these toxins you're trying to get rid of so they don't get reabsorbed again when you try to get them out of your system in the first place.
Interesting. So the charcoal is kind of like a filter system to, you said, attach to these things and pull them out of you, I guess, by sweating and pissing?
It's like an internal, well, it's got to be inside of you. As your body's in a sauna, you're going to sweat some stuff out and other stuff's going to try and like leak out into like the internal systems you have. And the activated charcoal is going to be able to bind to those things and you basically eventually excrete those out of your body.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. I didn't know that.
Yeah.